During the destruction of the Federation, what lengths would Starfleet go to? Well, in one timeline, there was a Starfleet Timeship that would be used as a last resort to ensure the survival of the Federation. This is the Premonition-class Timeship. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get into it. A big thanks to the Star Trek Online development team, who gifted us their brand new Heritage Bundle, which includes today's Star Trek Explained Starship, the Premonition class. You can grab the ship in-game right now. Before we warp into this video, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Configuration-wise, the Premonition class was similar in size to the Sovereign class. You could see the similarities in the secondary hull, as well as the warp nacelles. However, the most obvious difference was of course the third nacelle, supported by struts coming out of the top of the saucer section. We can presume this is the ship's temporal drive, which allows it to time travel. The Premonition class was fitted with a standard Starfleet weaponry, including phasers, photon torpedoes. However, the Starship design had a number of special systems to support its mission. One of these was the Gemini effect. This could create a temporal duplicate of the targeted vessel, allowing it to assist the main ship in its missions. Finally, the ship did have the system support to generate a temporal stasis field. This could freeze an area of space-time, perfect for getting away from the Borg. With a crew of 400, the Premonition marked a pinnacle of Starfleet's temporal design in this alternative timeline. Due to the Temporal Prime Directive and the fact the Premonition class only appears in Star Trek Armada, we don't know much more about the starship. Given this is a timeship made in the 24th century, we could theorize that a number of reasons of it how it came to be. Perhaps with the threat of a Borg invasion and the annihilation of the Federation and other Alpha Quadrant species, the Federation went to great lengths to ensure they could survive. Usually time travel is somewhat forbidden, so maybe they turned a blind eye to whatever means necessary to ensure the Premonition was able to work and complete its mission. The only known starship of the Premonition class was the lead ship, the USS Premonition, NX-4612. The starship originated from a timeline where the Borg invasion of 2376 had decimated the Alpha Quadrant, including Earth, Vulcan, Kronos, and Bajor. All these planets had been assimilated, meaning the Federation was basically gone. As such, the Premonition was Starfleet's last resort timeship. With no other options left, USS Premonition Captain Thaddeus Deming activated the Premonition's temporal drive to open a temporal gate and travel back to before the Borg invasion. Its goal was to stop the Borg invasion ever happening. 2 Borg spheres would pursue the ship through the temporal gate. Exiting the temporal gate left the Premonition in the Boracius sector in 2376, 1 hour before the Borg attack on Starbase 612, which would mark the start of the invasion. Captain Deming and the Premonition had arrived in the Prime timeline, which is our main Star Trek timeline we all know, where he would be assisted by the USS Enterprise E and USS Jupiter. Both ships were already in the sector, assisting with the establishment of a new outpost. The Enterprise E and USS Jupiter successfully defended the Premonition by destroying the Borg spheres, yet the Premonition's engines and weapons had been disabled. Captain Deming hailed the Enterprise and informed the legendary Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the impending invasion by the Borg. While Picard was hesitant due to Starfleet's protocols for time travel, he would cooperate and inform Starfleet command of the situation. The Enterprise E was dispatched to Starbase 612. Unfortunately, the Enterprise would be too late. The Borg had already arrived at Starbase 612 and decimated the area. Enterprise was able to rescue the survivors and resecure the starbase. The Premonition would still be under repairs, but Captain Deming was gratified that the base could be saved. Matters only got worse, as the Borg invasion was now led by a clone version of Locutus of Borg. The Borg fleet would march ahead and make progress towards Earth. Captain Deming turned to desperation once again. Fearing everything would be lost, he used the Premonition's temporal drive to generate a temporal gate and send the USS Enterprise back in time before the Borg disrupted peace talks between the Klingons and Romulans, which, if successful, would have led to reinforcements being sent to Earth. In this timeline, the Premonition was destroyed or possibly assimilated by the Borg. The Enterprise E was successful in saving Ambassador Spock's ship from being destroyed by the Borg. With the peace talks successful, the Klingons and Romulans were ready to repel the Borg. With time travel now a bit of a mess, the temporarily displaced Enterprise sent the USS Premonition coordinates to send the current Enterprise back in time to complete the causality loop. Yes, I know time travel's a headache, Trust me, we've all been there. Ultimately, the Federation strike force led by Captain Picard, Mr. Worf, Klingon Chancellor Martok, and Romulan Admiral Sealer then infiltrated Unimatrix 01 to destroy the Borg's Omega Containment Center. This destroyed the Omega particle at the heart of the Borg staging ground. When the strike force returned, after a successful mission, they vanished. Knowing defeat was close, the Borg refused to submit. They had sent a Borg sphere back in time, during the battle, to 2364 to destroy the USS Enterprise D. This resulted in the deaths of Picard, Worf, and Natasha Yar, before they could influence future events. Thankfully, as it was from a different time frame, the USS Premonition was unaffected. It travelled back to destroy the sphere, before it could destroy the Enterprise D. This restored the original timeline. The Premonition would return to 2376, check that all had been successful. Once knowing the mission was complete, Captain Deming took the Premonition forward in time once more to its original era of origin. As such, the Premonition played a vital role in securing the future of the Federation and stopping the Borg. Now, the entire lore of the USS Premonition and the Premonition class is not in the main canon of Star Trek. This is because it all takes place in the original video game of Star Trek Armada. As such, we consider this extended canon in a way. The game was originally released in the year of 2000 and is widely considered one of the best Star Trek video games of all time. The Premonition lives on in Star Trek Online's new Heritage Bundle, released in July 2024. This in-game ship bundle celebrates the legacy of Star Trek video games, like Star Trek Invasion, Dominion War, and of course, Star Trek Armada. Alongside the Achilles and Typhon, the Premonition is now available in Star Trek Online. Now the ship has been reimagined a little bit. It describes the Premonition Temple Science Spearhead. All the information around it in lore is actually confidential due to Starfleet's Temporal Prime Directive. In-game, most of the original time travel capabilities have been disabled, yet the Gemini effect is still present. Again, this allows the ship to create duplicates of other vessels to aid it in battle. In this case, the Gemini device temporarily calls the USS Enterprise F from a different timeline to aid it in battle, allowing the Gemini effect to duplicate the ship. So, what do you think of Starfleet's last resort timeship? The Premonition class is now available in Star Trek Online as part of a ship's heritage bundle, so go check that out in the game. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.